All right, we should be good to go. Welcome to the call. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is blessed. Glad to be here as I am each and every single week. What a time to be alive. Shout out to everybody that's winning, having success. I love that Benji said he had the spirit of finishing on him. I believe that's the spirit everybody needs, the spirit of finishing, right? How many times do we have the intention to do something, but we don't execute? That goes back to what we talked about last week. It's not enough to just have an intention to do something. You have to follow through and execute and finish the job. Like we said, like imagine if God didn't finish. Imagine if God just had this intention to create the world and intention to create the human experience, but he never actually followed through with it. So everybody got to be in that place of finishing, being intentional about the execution and ultimately getting it done. So, man, I'm excited as I am every single Monday because we get to talk about some good stuff. And I believe that this topic is really good because it's going to free a lot of people and more so get a lot of people to drive into action and focus on the right thing. I believe a lot of people focus on the wrong thing in business. And that's why a lot of people may have feelings of frustration, feelings of being flustered in the business is because our vision isn't right. It's because our focus isn't right. I love the game of football because the game of football is not just a game that's a actual sports that people play for money and for fun. It's also it gives you a visual of what life is about as well. It gives you a visual of life, any sport for that matter. I believe you can find something in anything that you're doing, but sports in general is primarily football. And for those that don't know me, I played football my whole entire life. I played from the age of 5 until I was 23 years old. I played at the University of Tennessee. I played at Georgia Southern. I played in Kansas. A lot of you guys may know Tyreek Hill. He was my next door neighbor in Kansas. We played together, receiver from the Chiefs. So listen, football is what I know, but here's the thing that I learned about the game of football. Football is a team sport, but it's driven by personal responsibility. It's a team sport, but it's driven by personal responsibility. Network marketing is also a team sport, but it's driven by personal responsibility. That's the first note that you want to put in your phone, that you want to write down. Network marketing is a sport, right? It's a team sport, but it's driven by personal responsibility. So watch this. A lot of you guys may have watched the games this past weekend. The Chiefs, who else played? The Bucks and the Bills, and I forgot the other team that played. But anyway, there's 2 games going on this past weekend, and you notice that every player on the field had an assignment that they were supposed to do. The Saints, that was the other team, the Saints. So every player has an assignment. And if every player does not follow through with their assignment, then there's a chance that the game could be in jeopardy. So I need you to go with me. So my whole entire life, or pretty much towards the end of my career, I played cornerback. Now, I believe that cornerback is the hardest position to play on the field. I believe that cornerback requires the most level of skill. Here's why. You got somebody running full speed at you and you're running backwards. They know where they're going. You have no idea where they're going. So that alone takes a whole lot of skill set, right? But here's the thing. When you're playing cornerback, when you play in the position of cornerback, it doesn't matter what play is called. You have one responsibility. It doesn't matter if you're playing running back. When the play is called, 9 times out of 10, you have one responsibility, right? And so in this business, it's the same exact way. You have personal responsibilities, personal things that you're supposed to hold yourself accountable to, because if you hold yourself accountable to your personal responsibility, it makes the team better. Can you imagine, right? You're playing cornerback and there's a play call. And maybe you don't know too much about football, but let's just say they call man-to-man, right? I want to give you guys an example, a real visual of what life is like as well. They call man-to-man. You're playing cornerback. Cornerback is the defender. For those that don't know, the cornerback guards the wide receiver. The wide receiver has an advantage. The wide receiver knows where he's going. The cornerback has no idea where the wide receiver is going, but the cornerback has one job: to stay on the wide receiver. Wherever he goes, you go. You follow him, right? And let's just say for the past couple plays, they have been running the ball to the opposite side of the field, meaning you have to run across the opposite side of the field. You're tired. You know, it's a lot going on. You're flustered. like, man, what the hell is going on? We keep running over here. And then finally on that third play, it's 3rd down and 10, right? And you done ran across the field twice. And the offense decides to throw the ball at you. The offense says, you know what? I know that number 21 is tired. I know that number 24 is tired. So I'm going to come at them because I know they're not focused on the thing that they need to be focused on because they've been tired from running across the field doing everything else. So the quarterback drops back. He throws the ball. He sets up. He throws the ball deep. And you're running. You're running. But because you're tired, because you haven't been focused, the receiver, he's in front of you, right? You take your eye off the receiver. You look back at the quarterback too soon, right? You're focused. You're thinking about everything that just happened on a couple plays before. You're thinking about how you got beat deep in the last game. So what happens is you're running, you look back too soon, and the quarterback is throwing the ball to the wide receiver. The wide receiver catches the ball, and the wide receiver goes for a touchdown, right? So what happens to a lot of cornerbacks, what we'll do, because I play cornerback, and what we'll often do is we'll look to the safety, and we'll say, bro, where you was at? You were supposed to help me. We'll look to our upline and say, yo, upline, where you was at? You were supposed to help me. We start looking around to figure out where is our help. But the play that was called was man-to-man, meaning your only responsibility was to cover your man. If you would have stayed on your man, then there was a chance, right, that touchdown wouldn't have happened if you just stayed on your man. But a lot of times, again, our focus, our eyesight, it gets on the wrong thing. Our mindset, it gets on the wrong thing. So we get into this habit of getting beat deep. The balls keep coming. The balls keep going deep. And we can't cover. We can't do what our responsibility tells us to. All right. And again, what happens to a lot of people is when they're playing cornerback, they're always looking to the safety for help. Right? They're always looking to, the D-line, your D-line, put some more pressure on the quarterback so that he don't have as much time to throw the ball. But if your focus, if your attention was on your assignment, then you would not care what the safety's doing. You wouldn't care what the D-line is doing. You wouldn't care what the linebackers are doing. Why? Because you have an assignment that you are supposed to do. So here's what I want you to think about. What does your bank account, your back office, and your bills all have in common? What does your bank account, your back office, and your bills all have in common? Somebody drop it in the chat. Let's see if somebody got it. Martez Spearman, they belong to you. Your back office, your bills, and your bank account, they all belong to you. Meaning, my name isn't on your bills. JVL name ain't on your bills. Martez name ain't on your bills. Taylor name ain't on your bills. Sydney name not on your bills. Gio name not on your bills. B. Burrell name not on your bills. Nobody name is on your bills, your back office, or your bank account, but whose? Yours. When you're playing the cornerback position and the coach calls man-to-man, whose man is that? Yours. That is your responsibility. It does not matter what happens in the world. It doesn't matter what happens around you. You have that one responsibility. So your back office is your responsibility. Your bills are your responsibility. Your bank account is your responsibility. It's nobody else's, and that should make you excited. The reason why that should make you excited is because that gives you personal power. See, anytime my bills is in somebody else's hands, anytime my back office, my production lies on somebody else, then I don't have any power anymore. But if I recognize that all of this stuff belongs to me, is my responsibility, then I don't care. I'm going to get it done regardless. And that's the mentality that you got to have. It's not their responsibility to do anything for me. It's not their responsibility to help me understand trading. It's not anybody else's responsibility to help me level up in this business. It's my personal responsibility. Why? Because my bank account say my name. My bills say my name. My back office says my name. It doesn't say my uplines. It just says mine. So as long as I am doing what I need to do, it don't matter what everybody else is doing. I have to pay my stuff. I have to cover my man. Here's why. Because when they throw that touchdown, the fans, they don't look at who is supposed to help you. You ever notice that when the touchdown gets thrown, they don't start looking and saying, well, who was supposed to help number 21? They don't say that. They just see number 21 getting beat. Guess what your family see? You getting beat. They don't care who was supposed to help you. They don't care who didn't pick up the three-way phone call for you. They don't care who didn't do the event with you. All they care was you told us that you were going to make six figures. You told us that you were going to become a millionaire. You told us that you were going to help us get out of the struggle. So I don't care what safety didn't cover you over the top. You were supposed to be there. Why? Because your back office got your name on it. Your bank account got your name on it. Your trading account got your name on it. And your bills, they all have your name on it. So what you got to recognize is that I have complete ownership of the things that have my name on it. Nobody's responsible. Watch this. I love David. I love Chad, but they are not responsible for my success. What they are is a resource for my success, but they're not responsible for it. Like, I'm not responsible for Tez or Gio or JVL or I'm not responsible for anybody going chairman. I'm just a resource. That is powerful. Here's why. Because if I'm not responsible, if David's not responsible for me going chairman, he won't be responsible when I have hiccups in the business. If David had to be responsible for my hiccups in the business, that means I have no power to change my situation because it lies in David's hands. It lies in Chad's hands. But when I recognize that it's my responsibility, when I recognize that I'm in total control of what has my name on it, then I have power, because that means I can change it. But if I give my power away by saying, well, this person didn't help me, this person isn't available, this system isn't working for me, create your own system. You become available for your organization. You find a way to make it work. That is the revelation and the understanding you got to have about this business. You got to get to that point where you understand that, listen, even if I am on the island, even if I don't have safety help over the top, even if the D-line is taking long to get to the quarterback, I still have a responsibility to cover what I'm supposed to cover. Because if I get beat deep by distractions, if I get beat deep by situations, nobody looks at the people that were supposed to help me. See, your family, they don't know me. They don't know Martez. They only know you. They don't know Gio. They only know you. They don't know who Chris Terry and David is. They only know you. So it's on you to go out there and create the things that you're supposed to create. It's never on anybody else. And that should make you so excited. You should feel so powerful to know that my success is not based on if this person decides to show up and help me do something. It's not based on if this person is available for me. I have to be the person that's available for everybody else. I have to be the person setting the example for everybody else. I have to be the person that's going to do it no matter who does it. Doesn't matter who don't do it. I'm just going to find a way to get it done. Why? Because my bills, my back office, and my bank account have my name on it. See, my bills and my bank account and my back office don't have your name on it. It doesn't say Gio McCoy. It doesn't say Dr. D. Miller. It doesn't say Tay Morgan. It just says mine. So what does that mean for me? Even as the leader, I can't say, well, if this person just does this, I'll have this. Or if this person, if they hit this goal, I'll have my goal. Yeah, that's the reality. That's the truth. But I can't allow myself to just wait on what other people are doing. I still have to put myself in position by doing what I know I'm supposed to do. That's the thing. And when you do what you know you're supposed to do, when you hold down your responsibility, you make the team better. But when you're not holding down your own personal responsibility and you're looking for other people to do things that you could be doing for your own particular business, your own particular organization, and you think to a certain degree that because they aren't doing this, because this person didn't do this, this is why I'm not winning. You should be afraid. You should be so scared. Every day you should wake up scared if that's your reason for not winning. You want to know why? Because you don't have any power. You have no power. If you give the power away, see, every time you give an excuse, you give your power away. Every time your excuse starts off with they, you've already lost the battle. This person, you've already lost the battle. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I love the people that I work with, my mentors, my uplines, my coaches. I love them to death, but I don't need them to do anything for me. Like, think about that. I don't need them to do anything for me. You don't need anybody to do anything for you. You know what you just got to do? You just got to do it. And you start figuring things out along the way. But if you don't start doing what you know you're supposed to do, all the things that you want to know, the people you want to join your business, none of that stuff can happen because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not holding down your own responsibility. And when you recognize that I have responsibilities in this business, and momentum, watch this, momentum always starts with you, the leader. It's a personal decision. New leaders joining your business, that's a personal decision. It starts with you. See, the leader is the one that always starts the momentum, but it's going to be carried, it's going to be shared by the whole entire organization. Everybody else is going to start picking it up as well. But you as the leader, you have to be the person to start that in your group. You have to start the excitement. You got to throw the event. You got to put things together to get people excited. You as the leader, it doesn't matter what rank you are, it's your business. That's the thing. Like, it didn't matter that, you know, I was a P nothing or a P1000. I was still going to do a mindset mastery. I was still going to get people to come to events. I was still going to show up. I was still going to work the business. It didn't matter. Because I recognized that my current place, this is just where I am currently. But it's not the place where I'm going to be at forever. But if I start acting like the person I want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, and start doing the work today, I speed the process up and I bring that person into reality a whole lot faster because I didn't wait on anybody to do anything for me because I recognize that they can't pay my bills. I recognize that, you know, they won't put any more money into my bank account. I recognize that that person's name is not on my back office. It just says Riyad Jones. And yours just says your name. So every day you wake up, you got to know that it doesn't matter who in my organization decides to show up, I'm going to show up. It doesn't matter what mentor, upline, coach, who pick up my phone call, it don't matter. Because if I'm a student, if I was listening, I would have got the system. I'm ready to run with it anyway. Because if your success is predicated on if this person, if you think your coach or your mentor, your upline don't like you or not answering your phone call, if you believe that's any indication as to why you're not having success, you've lost your power. You've given it away. So now you're telling yourself all this person has to do is not answer the phone for you or not respond to you or not whatever, then you've lost. But if you recognize that that person is just a resource, I don't care what they do, I'm going to still win. And that's why I've been at with it for the past 4 years in this business. It didn't matter what Chad Thompson did. Didn't matter what David did. Don't matter what nobody on this call does. I have a personal goal that isn't predicated on anybody on the call. It doesn't matter who decides to leave or who decides to stay. My goal is what my goal is. And it tells me that all things are possible to those that believe. And it doesn't say if people decide to stay. It doesn't say if they answer the phone. It doesn't say if they decide to go to another company. It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Because it's whose goal? It's my goal. It's my goal. And so when I recognize that things have my name on it, it's very important that I understand that there's a responsibility that I got to show as well. And what I have to bring to the table, what you got to bring to the table every single day is a positive mental attitude. We talked about that last week when we were talking about the leader's heart, the heart of a leader, having the right attitude. It's so important that everybody, even when business, even when you get beat deep. Like when I was playing corner and West Virginia beat me deep for a touchdown, and guess what I did? I looked straight for somebody like, bro, you were supposed to help me, because that's what we all do when things not going our way. We have a hard time looking in the mirror to say, you know what? I dropped the ball. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So the quickest resort is to find somebody to blame, because we don't want to blame ourselves. So when I would get beat deep, I would always look and say, bro, you're supposed to have me over the top. Where's my help at underneath? But when you recognize that it's all on you, you're on an island. Yeah, you got people that love you. Yeah, you got a team that want to support you and all that, but you got to recognize that it's your personal business. And it doesn't matter who helps you, who shows up. You still got to understand that I got to get it done no matter what. So my attitude got to always be on track, because there's going to be time where I do get beat deep. There's going to be times where I do feel like there's more I could do, but it's just not being done. There's going to be times where I may do feel like my voice isn't getting heard. But guess what I got to do? I still got to keep showing up. I got to have short-term memory. They would tell us, have the memory of a goldfish. You want to know why goldfish keep going around in circles every single day, all day? Because they have a short-term memory. They forgot they just went around in that same exact spot. And that's what you got to have, a short-term memory. When something effed up happens, something bad happens, you forget about it, you snap back, and you go on to the next play, and then you run the next play. You run the play. No matter how many times it don't work out for you. It doesn't matter how many times you show the plan and nobody gets on. You still got to keep doing it consistently over and over and over again. Why? Because your bills, your bank account, and your back office has your name on it, nobody else's. So it don't matter what they decide to do or not do, you still got to do it, because if you don't do it, your bills don't get paid. Your back office never changes, and there's never any new money hitting your bank account. So at the end of the day, you got to understand the personal responsibility that you have in this business, because as on a team, remember, network marketing, it's a team sport, but it's driven by personal responsibility, because as you have a bunch of people doing their own personal responsibilities, it makes the team look a whole lot better. But you can have one person on a team that just does not follow through with their responsibility, and it messes up the whole game. You can have one person that's out of position, one person that's focused on the wrong thing, and it messes up the whole game. See, here's the thing about football. There's really only one person, right? There's really only one person that has two responsibilities. Can somebody drop it in the chat who you think has two responsibilities on the football field? Let's see if somebody gets it right. It says Tom Brady. No. It's not even the quarterback. Wow. Somebody just said it. The center. Who said that? Looked like it was Benji said it first. It's the center. Shout out to Benji. It's the center, right? It's the center. And the center's responsibility is to not only give the ball to the quarterback, his job is to also block the defenders. So now let's shift. So now we just talked about defense. Now we need to go to offense. Because in this game of life, you're always playing two positions. You're always playing wide receiver, and you're always playing cornerback. That's the thing. You're always going to have a point in time where you got to be on defense, and there's things coming at you. But there's also going to be a point in time where you're on offense, and God is about to throw you the ball. But here's the thing about the center. The center in football is obviously the centerpiece of the field, meaning nothing starts without the center. Nothing gets in motion without the center. Until the center snaps the ball, I don't care who your quarterback is, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. Nothing happens without the center snapping the ball. The center is the centerpiece. Who's the centerpiece of your life? God. So not only does God snap the ball, not only does God put the play in motion, he also defends the people that are trying to stop the play. So God is the only person that has two responsibilities, or two actually different plays, if you get where I'm going. He snaps the ball to the quarterback, who is also God. So he puts the play in motion, snaps the ball to himself as quarterback, and now you're in position as the wide receiver. So on the first hand, you had people that were coming at you. You had situations that were coming at you, but now you're on the roles are reversed, and now there's things that you have to get around. And as a receiver, guess what your responsibility is? Is to get around the defender and go and catch the ball. But here's the thing: when God is throwing the ball, he's never throwing the ball to you, the person. He's never throwing the ball to the actual receiver. What he's doing is throwing the ball to a spot. And a lot of people never get to the right spot, and that's why they never win, because they're being too caught up with all the distractions. They're being too caught up with everything that's happening. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing defense or playing offense, receiver or cornerback, I still got to be in a place where I'm not letting the distractions get to me. I'm not letting all the challenges get to me. I got to consistently put myself in position, put myself in the right spot, because watch this. It only takes one day to change your life forever. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever really thought about that? It only takes one day to change your life forever. It takes one person to join your business in a day to change your life forever. It takes one trade to go your way, change your life forever. It takes one investment to change your life forever. It don't take a whole lot. So what am I trying to get you to understand? At any given notice, at any given moment, God can take you from envisioning the thing to walking in the thing, to throwing you the pass, the thing that you've been wanting this whole time. You can go from thinking about it every single day to walking in it. But it takes you, the receiver, putting yourself in position to receive the thing that's already been promised to you. That's the thing. But as a receiver, you still have challenges and obstacles that you got to get around as well. And if you don't get around them, this is so good. A quarterback, I mentioned it a little while ago. A quarterback doesn't throw the ball to a receiver. He throws the ball to a spot. But watch this. The spot in which he throws the ball is all based on timing. It's all based on timing. So what if I were to tell you that there are wide receivers today that don't catch any balls in the game because they have a hard time just getting open? They take too long to get open. They take too long to get around the distractions. So by the time God has thrown them the ball, or the quarterback has thrown them the ball, they're not in position to catch it because he wasn't throwing the ball to the receiver. He was throwing the ball to the spot. But the spot in which he throws it is all based on timing. What am I trying to get you to understand right now? Everything is going to happen for you at an appointed time. Even though it's going to look like it's going to tarry, wait on it, because it ain't going to tarry. But it says an appointed time, meaning who's it appointed by? It's appointed by the center and the quarterback. It's not appointed by you. So you don't know when that time could be. Your only job is to get open. When you're on offense, guess what you got to do? You got to get open. And you got to get open as fast as possible. And you can't allow the distractions of life to stop you from getting open. The distractions could be, my upline. The distraction could be my downline. The distraction could be my girlfriend. The distraction could be my wife. The distraction could be my family. The distractions could be me not having money in the bank. My distractions could be my current situation. My distraction can be the inner me. And a lot of times that's our biggest distractions. A lot of times our biggest distractions are us. And because we have so much pride that we don't recognize our biggest distraction is us, we keep going through life not even realizing that we're our own problem and there's nobody else but us. See, pride won't let you realize that you're your own distraction. Pride won't let you realize that you have a weakness. And any weakness left unchecked will always show up in another season. It may not show up in the top of the year, but it'll show up in the springtime. So that's why you got to understand, when I have this goal, when I have these visions, these things that I want to accomplish, a game that I want to win, it's not only, or it's not enough for me to only think that I'm just on offense. I have to play defense as well. I got to know that there are going to be opportunities and situations and opposition that comes at me, but I got to keep my eyes on my personal responsibility and not anything else. And then when the time has come to switch the gears and get on offense and become aggressive, I got to just get open to know that the ball is coming. And it's going to come at an appointed time. I don't know when that time is going to be, but what I got to keep doing is getting myself open and not being closed off by all the distractions of life. Because if I get that, right, if I get open, the ball is already designed to just float to me. It's already designed to come to me. But if I don't, again, handle my personal responsibilities, like watch this, my personal responsibility, I need to be prospecting 5 to 10 people every single day. That's a personal responsibility. That's something that I can control. That's something that I can control. I can't control what anybody else does, but I can control prospecting 5 to 10 people a day, talking to 5 to 10 people a day about my business, getting 5 to 10 people a day to see the information. I can control that. I can control what nobody else does. You know what else I can control? I can control how many go lives I get on and how many trainings I get on. I can't control what anybody else does, but I can control that. I can control how many go lives I get on. I can control how many trainings I get on. I can't control anything else. You know what else I can control? I can also control my willingness to promote the event. Yeah, Lifestyle Elite Reloaded. That's another thing that's completely in your control. How many people in your organization, in your camp, are you going to have at the event? Right? That's something that you want to be focused on. Doesn't matter where you are in the business. That's one of the things that has to dominate your focus. How many people can I get to this event to hear from Bryce Thompson, Nate, Justin Owens, Brittany Malcolm Garrison, DL Woods, all the chairmen in our organization, Kurt Cobain from DCX, and some more speakers that got to be confirmed. But listen, it's going to be crazy. So you want to make sure, because that's your personal responsibility. Because remember, what we can control, personal activity and our personal attitude. Don't matter what play is called, that's what we can control. So you got to look at this and say, cool, I have a goal to go platinum 1,000. I got to go chairman at some point this year. Well, I got to make it my business, because it is my business, to get as many people as I can to the Lifestyle League. If I got to buy a couple tickets for people to make sure they get there, I'm going to buy the tickets. Why? Because that is something that I can personally control. I can't control who shows up, but I can control how much I promote it. And if I promote it the right way, I'm going to get the right people to the business. So I can control me prospecting 5 to 10 people a day. I can control how many trainings and go live I get on every single day. I can control how often I promote this business, this event, to people a part of my organization, and to also people that are not a part of my organization. How many brand new guests can I get there? And watch this. If you're somebody that's been building for quite some time, right? You want to look at your group and say, well, how many new people can I get to the event? You don't want to keep bringing the same people to the event. Yes, it's great that they're coming, but you want to say, how many brand new people can I get to this event? How many brand new people can I put in position to have a touchdown pass thrown to them? So you got to look at it. Because if it's just you there, yeah, you're putting yourself in position to win, but long term, you're not putting yourself in position to win, because you got the information, but you want to make sure as many people as possible in your organization have the information. So understand, family, this all on you. I think Shirley said it earlier. It's all on you, legit. And I'm glad she said that because that rolled us into this call. It's all on you. Like, your success is not anybody else's fault but yours and God's. Your failure is not anybody else's fault but yours. So it doesn't matter how far you go, how much you went, or how bad you lose. It's all on you, your mentality, your spirit. Another thing that you can control is your personal self-development. How much growth you choose to put in every single day. The person that grows the most will make the most, but the person that can grow others will make millions of dollars. The person that grows the most will make the most, but the person that grows others will make millions of dollars. You want to know why? Because you only get to keep what you give. And as you give belief, you get to keep more. As you give faith, you keep more. As you give value, you get more. So the person that can grow other people, get other people to grow, that's the person that's going to make millions of dollars. So putting yourself in position is everything, but putting other people in position is way more important. But if you're not in position yourself, then you're not in place to put anybody else in position. And remember, when you open that bank account tonight, it's going to say, hello, comma, your name. When you open that back office tomorrow, when you look to the left, it's going to have your ID number and your name. When those bills start coming in, Georgia Power, Florida Power, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, the car note, the student loans, guess whose name are on those bills? Yours. So you got to take responsibility for your life, right? You can't put any blame on anybody but you because it's your business. See, if you had a kid, if you don't have a kid right now, but if you had one, they don't care about nobody else but you, dada, mama. That's all they care about. Like Keegan, he don't know none of y'all. So if Keegan ever had to ask me something, he gonna ask me. My son Adam, if there was a lack that I couldn't give Adam, or there was something I couldn't give Adam, I can't blame my organization. I can't blame anybody but me. And that's the ownership that everybody has to have in business. Because when you get to a place where you recognize that this is my business, nobody else's, I'm glad I have help. But even if I did not have help, I'm still going to get it done because my name is on it. Whose name is on Amazon? Jeff Bezos. Who name on Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg. Who name on Tesla? Elon Musk. Do you think any one of those individuals care what anybody else decides to do or not do? They didn't think about doing anything else because somebody else did something else. They were focused on what they wanted to get done because it was their business. Like, you have your own business. You have your own trading account. And so when you take personal responsibility for everything that happens, not only in your business, but also in your life, it's a game changer. Because when you take personal responsibility, again, you have all power. But anytime it's they did this or they didn't do this or this person, you lost your power because you gave it away to another human being. And remember, excuses only sound good enough to the person that are giving them. They never sound good to anybody else. Your excuse won't sound good to your son. Your excuse won't sound good to your daughter. It won't sound good to your husband or your wife. It only sounds good to you because in your mind, you made up a narrative as to why this should sound good, as to why I have evidence that because this didn't happen, this is why I'm not winning. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares. Your family, they don't care. Your future sons and daughters, they don't care, bro. Sis, they don't care. So what you got to do is take personal inventory, personal responsibility in 2021 to know that I'm going to focus on mastering the skills that I need to learn, because when I master the skill sets that I need to learn, when I master my mind and master my emotions, I now put myself in position to have momentum. When I put myself in a position to have momentum in my business, momentum in my life, that leads to the manifestation of everything that I've been wanting to see from the time that I joined this business. But when I don't focus on mastery, because I give my power away to other people, I've lost the battle because I can't fall into momentum. And if I don't fall into momentum, there's no way possible that the thing that I've already been given can manifest, because there needs to be momentum for a breakthrough. There always has to be momentum for a breakthrough. You beat on this wall hard enough, it'll finally break through. Why? Because it has momentum. But just a couple of taps on the wall, I'll never get through. No momentum. So for the breakthrough that you want to see in your life, is gonna come from you having momentum, but momentum is gonna come first from you mastering your personal emotions, mastering your spirit, mastering your mind, mastering the skill set, more importantly, prospecting, presenting, promoting, showing the plan, knowing how to do an effective training, all the basic fundamental stuff that's necessary to build a large business. You got to focus on it. And then more importantly, you got to get your group focused on it. Right. And it's easy to get your group focused on it when everybody's at the Lifestyle Elite Reloaded. So you can get tickets at lifestyleelite.events, lifestyleelite.events. You can go there, get your ticket. We're going to be promoting like crazy for the next, I guess, we got like roughly 32 days until the event. So let's go promo crazy. Let's have a great week. Stay plugged in, and I'll see you guys at the bank. Love you all. Let's have a good week. Good night.